love bugs. The fall fantasy update came out this week, and I have had a lot of different questions from our community about different things that have to do with the update, as well as I've kind of realized that there's a lot of features on this that I think people kind of don't realize are out. So let's talk about it. The very first thing that I want to talk about is the number one question that I got during my stream the other day, which was about our new mailbox and the Mimic. First thing I want to show you really quick is that if you don't already have the owl mailbox here, it hoots when you open your mail. It's so cute. But a lot of players were really confused as to how to equip it, because you don't do it just by walking up and equipping it. The way that it works is you're going to have to go into your top down menu up here, and then right here where you can choose your different drop downs for your different plots, you're going to go to your settings. This is going to give you the current landscapes that are available, security, and now we have a brand new tab called customization. Now, right now we only have options for shipping bins and for the mailbox, but I'm wondering if even more is going to come in the future, whether it means being able to customize some of the landscapes or customize additional things on our plot, maybe customizing weather or time of day or whatever we want to. That would be really interesting. So seeing that this is getting its own little tab gives me a lot of hope for the future. Now, with that, what you're going to do is just go down and select the one that you want, hit equip, and then it will equip it. Just like on this one, I have the wool mailbox. If I clicked on the default, I could always put the default back if I decided that I didn't want to, but who doesn't want the cute little owl? Once they are equipped, you can back out of there, and then obviously they will be sitting here on your plot. Another thing from the premium store this week that I didn't realize until someone pointed it out to me, it has to do with the new Rapunzel outfit. So while I did notice that obviously you can change the outfit, which also allows you, but besides just changing the colors, you can customize some of the additional items on the outfit, such as like removing the necklace if you don't want it, or removing the bracers, which I think is cool, and even removing the flying companion. So if you're someone who's like annoyed by the flying pets and you don't want to have that going around your character all the time, you can actually remove the pet as well, which I think is pretty cool. I did not realize until someone in chat pointed it out to me that the hair is also customizable. So not only can you change it to different colors that you might like or that you want to wear for that day, but you can choose to remove the crown and even the flowers. So if you're super into the hairstyle and you love this kind of fairy tale, beautiful, big, long braid, but maybe you're just, the flowers are a little bit too much for you, or the crown of thorns is a little bit too maybe Maleficent coated, like you could absolutely change by like removing the crowns and everything that are here and just leaving the bird to make like a really more like princess, or I guess kind of just fantasy in general character, instead of it being so heavily like, I don't know, queen of the flowers, I guess. So I think it's a really cool customization option. And I just like that they're giving us customization option with hair, because I don't think we've had it a little bit, I guess. I think you can remove a bun from another one and have like just the regular hairstyle. But the fact that you can take off the flowers, like it just makes it something that I think way more players would enjoy wearing than being forced into having flowers and the big crown. But I like them, so I'm leaving them on. Anyway. Now, please be kind about my house. She's going through a moment right now, and I kind of tore her apart to try some stuff. And well, anyway, but I think the actually coolest thing that came of this update is the fact that they gave us a ton of items that traditionally were only able to be placed on the outside ground, and now we can place them on the floor. Now, this is something that was definitely inspired by these little patios that we have all been building, like in the alchemy house, like set of house design. And while some of them I think work really well for like patios and things like that, and are built around that, that's obviously not the only use for being able to do this. Like, don't get me wrong, I love that we can now put these umbrellas and these things out here. We can build all kinds of trellises and stuff and put them out here. There's so many beautiful options, even just like putting out hay bales. Like for my one that's downstairs, being able to put this out here as like a piece of storage. Very, very cool. And I do think that's where a lot of the inspiration came for this, was allowing us to make kind of the porches and patios and things of our dreams. But by making these items able to do this, they unlocked more for us than you may have realized. Those items being able to be placed on the flooring means that they can be placed on any flooring. Even this guy. Look at this huge, cozy camping pergola. Now, don't get me wrong. I get it. That's a lot. Like that's a lot. And this isn't going to fit inside of most of the other houses because it's just too big. But I can already see the amazing things that some of you could be building with this, especially with using the double height that we have with this particular set of house building that we can do with the alchemy set. A more realistic but still beautiful thing to do would be use like this pergola. I mean, and put that right inside of your living room. Like how beautiful, or your dining room, excuse me. How beautiful is that? It's absolutely beautiful. And obviously we've seen lots of people glitch this into these buildings, but now everyone can do that kind of decor, which is so exciting. And I've been using builder's blocks a lot in order to make like arches and spaces in my houses. And now we have the trellises that are able to be placed in here as well as lights. So let me find a cute one. I have a bunch of stuff in my pockets, like on purpose to be prepared for this. I guess we'll use this guy. But you can you could put like one of these, like this in here. And now you have its own kind of arch to walk into this dining room space. Or you could even use lights. Now, I don't have all the materials to make all of the lights, but now we have lights to go here. Or personally, where I think the lights would be really cool for this particular space is using them kind of here to kind of help create that little wall, and then maybe using a different trellis or something here. Maybe the makeshift one. It doesn't quite fit the style of my space, but it does look kind of cool. And then you have that there, and then imagine moving the bench and putting another light on the other side. I mean, it's just giving us so many more options for what we could do. Like imagine using this to create like a greenhouse inside your house. Like, and that could absolutely be done with this kind of housing system. It's so cool. Now you may have realized that you could use those items with the alchemy set, but did you know that they also made it so it works with the harvest house? Now, a couple of them don't fit in the standard. You'd have to use them in the grand harvest house, but they do all work within this space as well. So now if you come in here into my little Umbran house, which is also unfinished, don't come for me. Like I'm busy. I don't know. I never finish any of my houses and wanted to put a little seat right here underneath these stairs that I have built. You can do that. And now I can just sit right here. One of my favorite things that I think they did is giving us these lamps. These little lights can now be placed inside the house. And the reason that I like them isn't so much using them for decor, because I do feel like they mostly look like something that you would use outside, but is using them to backlight items. So essentially what I mean by that is tucking them away in a space to give a glow. So like I might scooch that out of the way for a second and then slide this guy in here as tight as I can to like the bathtub there, but where you're not really seeing it. And then put that right there to kind of hide it. And now we just get like a cute little glow, a little light moment that happens that kind of, you know, just adds to the ambiance of the space. I also really like having the lights like behind planters and things like that. I just think that it just adds a really pretty something. Also, lights work really well behind the different aquariums to glow up your fish as well. So if you built an aquarium and had it just a little bit away from the wall and then added some of those lights behind, it just gives that little bit of something, a little zhuzh, if you will. One of the things I think a lot of players are going to be most excited about are being able to use the umbrellas inside the house now. Especially being able to like put them into bedrooms as like something over top of beds and whatnot. I mean, it just looks so stinking cute. And I would challenge some other cool bedroom stuff as well, like using this like we used in the dining room before as like a spot for a bed as well, and then placing your bed right underneath it. Wait, I have a bed, don't I? Yeah, there it is. And then placing your bed right underneath it. I mean, what like a beautiful thing to have in a bedroom, especially if you change the colors and things on this. Like the alabaster on this is so incredibly beautiful. Like don't forget that a lot of these items are customizable, so you can change the colors on them and truly make like beautiful magical places. Like nothing screams fairy tale like sleeping under wisteria. Like, come on. And again, don't forget about the hay bales. Like, we've all been wanting more stuff to put for like storage rooms and things like that this whole time. I know that's been something that I've wanted more of for a really long time. I think that this piece works also really good as like a storage room kind of entrance piece. I mean, there's so many cute things that you can do now that we can put this furniture inside the house without having to worry about having red presents or any of the other glitches that we've used to do it. It's also in a lot of cases just going to let us be more precise, even for people who do know how to glitch and like to glitch. Obviously being able to just put them where we want, it's going to just allow for better decorating options. And speaking of decorating options, one of the cool things that we got from this is our decorative items that look like crops, now able to build like the apple orchards and things of our dreams. While these items won't actually give us the resource, they are just a creative piece to look at. It is awesome for so many of us that have our very limited garden plots and are trying to do cool designs with them, but we've just been so incredibly limited. I think this is a really good answer that the devs have given us in order to be able to decorate more with these items. Now that I'm sure you knew happened, that was one of the biggest things that we got yesterday. However, with the dirt piles, you can also add additional crops to it. So for example, like these flowers, if you just wanted some dirt piles with flowers to make it look like you have maybe a flower farm that you're working on, you can even put the younger stages in there and create like a truly cool looking like flower farm or garden. And beyond that, you can use the pots and planters that we got a couple of updates ago. Let me see if I can stick her on the wall here. And use these with our new, will you go here? Oh, yeah. And use these with the new crops. So these don't only hold flowers now, they will hold the crop. So I have a pepper plant here and I can put a pepper plant in this pot. Or if I want the pepper plant to be up on my wall, I can do that too. I think the coolest thing that we're going to be able to do with some of this is building like a standing gardens. Use some of your builder's blocks or even these. Let me just grab this really quick, even though it does look cute there, and attach it to blocks and things to create standing gardens. And then you can take things like your tomatoes and you can plant them right inside the box like you have a standing garden space outside, just like my standing garden at home. I have something like this at my house for my grandma. And I just think that is going to lead us to having so many cool garden designs that we never could have had before because of the limitation of how many garden plots that we have. Now, the apple tree is the only item that won't go in the pots or anything, but also, you know, like I kind of get it. Like it's a whole giant apple tree. Like I get why it can't go in the pile of dirt. Lastly, I just want to mention one other question that was a big one that I was asked, which was, Ravi, where are the new wallpapers and new flooring that we were promised? You will not get them until you complete every single one of your bundles. So if you're like me and you sold all of your beans and all of your cabbage during the Jamapalooza, even though you didn't really need to, and you're waiting for those things to cook now, you probably don't have your flooring or your wallpaper yet. But once all of your bundles are completed, then you will get them. Anyway, I hope that this inspired you to do some cool new decorating things on your plot, and I can't wait to tour them. Okay, I love you so much. Bye-bye.